Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarvrinda. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, Usha Mataji is supposed to lead us today, but Mataji, due to sudden shortness of breath to his father, Mataji left.
Oh, I see. So let Preeti Mataji lead today's session, and we can ask any Mataji or Prabhuji to volunteer. Sarita Vemula Mataji. Sarita Mataji, can you do the reading for today's session? It will be a simple one-page reading, Mataji. Is that okay? Sarita Mataji? No?
Prabhuji, I will read us, Prabhuji.
Okay, so go ahead. The Preeti Mataji, you manage both then.
Mr. Flail, is it a question of just understanding it intellectually? Srila Prabhupada says, in the beginning, yes, there are two departments of knowledge, theoretical and practical. First, one must learn spiritual science theoretically. Then by working on that spiritual platform, one comes to the point of practical realization. Unfortunately, today almost everyone is in the darkness of the bodily conception of life. Therefore, this movement is very important because it can lift civilized men out of the darkness. As long as they are in the bodily conception of life, they are no better than animals. I am a dog, I am a cat, I am a cow. Animals think like this. As soon as someone passes, a dog will bark, thinking, I am a dog, I have been appointed here as watchdog. Similarly, if I adopt the dog's mentality and challenge foreigners, why have you come to this country? Why have you come to my jurisdiction? Then what is the difference between the dog and me? Mr. Flail says, there is none. To change the subject a little, is it necessary to follow certain eating habits to practice spiritual life? Srila Prabhupada answers, yes, the whole process is meant to purify us, and eating is part of that purification. I think you have a saying, you are what you eat, and that's a fact. Our bodily constitution and mental atmosphere are determined according to how and what we eat. Therefore, the Shastras recommend that to become Krishna conscious, you should eat remnants of food left by Krishna. If a tuberculosis patient eats something and you eat the remnant, you will be infected with tuberculosis. Similarly, if you eat Krishna prasada, then you will be infected with Krishna consciousness. Thus, our process is that we don't eat anything immediately. First, we offer the food to Krishna, then we eat it. This helps us advance in Krishna consciousness. Mr. Flaila asks, you are all vegetarians? Srila Prabhupada says, yes, because Krishna is a vegetarian. Krishna can eat anything because he is God. But in Bhagavad Gita 9.26, he says, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. He never says, give me meat and wine. Mr. Flail says, how about the tobacco question? Srila Prabhupada answers, tobacco is also an intoxicant. We are already intoxicated by being in the bodily conception of life, and if we increase the intoxication, then we are lost. Mr. Flail says, you mean things like meat, alcohol, and tobacco just reinforce bodily consciousness? Srila Prabhupada answers, yes. Suppose you have a disease and you want to be cured, you have to follow the instructions of a physician. If he says, don't eat this, eat only this, you have to follow his prescription. Similarly, we also have a prescription for being cured of the bodily conception of life. Chanting Hare Krishna, hearing about Krishna's activities, and eating Krishna prasada. This treatment is the process of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji, Preeti Mataji, lead the session and please help us in discussing the subject matter for today. You can also summarize if you feel like. If not, you can go ahead with the questions. Up to you, Mataji.
So from this module of SSR, what we have learned is how it is important to know what are we eating. So very nicely it was narrated. Flynn was asking whether being a god, Krishna can eat anything. Then why is he only vegetarian? Then he said, because Krishna had already said in Bhagavad Gita 9.24, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yeme Bhakta Prayachumam. So in that sloka, he said that if you offer me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, or fruit or water, I will accept it. So then again, Mr. Flail wanted to know that do you offer everything and then you take it? So yes, he said that yes, we offer as a prasada, and whatever leftover is then being taken over. So that means we offer the food to the Lord and then we consume it. And to give an example, he said that if we eat from the remnant of the patient with tuberculosis, eat something shared by that patient, then even we would get disease like tuberculosis. So then he had said whether the tobacco is intoxicant. He said yes, it is very intoxicant, and already when this meat, alcohol, everything will reinforce our body. So to get cured of all these things, we have a process of Krishna consciousness, where that is the only prescription which will cure our bodily consciousness. So we have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and this is all is prescribed so that if we follow this way, then only can we lead into the Krishna consciousness, and our bodily conception will be cleared, and we will go to the path of Goloka. That is what Prabhuji I could summarize in a brief way.
Thank you, Mataji. So please go ahead
So,
with the discussion.
Prabhuji, questions if you can display, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Mataji. Please let the discussion happen. Please coordinate the discussion.
So all the Prabhujis, Matajis, there was a very good phrase quoted that you are what you eat. So what is your personal experience on this? Prabhujis and Matajis, let us hear from you all. Yes, Pooja Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. So my personal experience is if you are eating very spicy food or with onion or garlic, even it's like it is considered tamasic. So even your behavior and you will also become tamasic. And we all know that after eating onions, how our mouth feels like. So even if you want to chant, we won't feel because that bad smell will come out. So that's what I felt. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you for sharing your ideas. Any other Prabhujis or Matajis?
Ramesh Prabhu.
Yes, Ramesh Prabhu.
Yeah, we are trying to get out of this guna circle, which is causing the birth cycle. That's what we are trying to do. And when we are indulging in tamasic guna food, we are taking in something which is unfavorable. That is my point of view. And in modern, in the age where we have excess food, we are all eating in excess. That is the major problem we are facing. So even I need to fix myself on that, frankly. Though sometimes it is not possible, I have to eat what is given. So
Prabhu.
trying to
Yes,
fix it.
Prabhuji. So disciplining is what is very much needed, and we are just into the beginning of doing discipline. We have a long way to go. Yes, Malti Mataji, your ideas and views on this.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
You are what you eat. This sentence means that whatever the consciousness we are preparing the food and we are taking, that consciousness we will get, and in that consciousness only we lead the life. It means if you prepare in the mode of goodness, that the foods are prepared in the mode of goodness, you will get the consciousness of goodness, and likewise Rajoguna, and also I mean the goodness of passion and ignorance. So I mean passion and ignorance. So based upon these gunas, we have to take care that we should eat in the mode of goodness. That also we should eat Krishna Prasada. Whatever remnants, leftovers that we offer and will get, that if we eat, so the consciousness will increase, so that we can we won't get any obstacles during our spiritual platform, Mataji. And my personal experience is like preparing 50% of my day meal and offering it to Krishna is what I am doing it now, but want to increase that percentage. Sometimes it is not happening, and that if we eat Krishna Prasada most of the time, what is like that, I feel that my spiritual day today, I lived this whole day in a spiritual platform. If I don't eat the day of Prasada, or if we do chanting and eating Prasada, doing deity worship, we feel that this day I lived for Krishna. So we feel like that. If we don't do that kind of service, it is like what unfulfilled, like that it will be. So that is my personal experience, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderfully narrated that you feel complete. You feel complete, and you feel that the day is done if we follow the discipline of all the right from the food to reading your scriptures, or all the activities devoting to Krishna. Very nicely shared points, Mataji. Govardhan Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Actually, I like to add one point at here. Like, you are what you eat. I'll give an example. In olden days, we don't have culture of eating outside food. Nowadays, many people are preferring to eat food outside. A person who is preparing food, like with money minded, he will prepare the food. Like, I want to earn money, like I want to earn money. In the similar way, if you eat that food, same thing will impact us. After eating that food, we will also go into the mode of ignorance. Like, I want to earn more money. What for you are earning money? You don't know it. And I'll give you one of my personal experience. When I go outside or out of station, long back I went. When I went there after eating like star hotel foods also, I'm not feeling satisfied. When I come home and if I eat my mother food, same ingredients, everything is same, but the way she feel and cook for me, that impacts a lot. Even though their opulent food is there, but I don't like it. But my mother food, my mother gives me dal rice, then I'll be more happy. That shows that the feeling which we are cooking, that impacts on the food. In the similar way, if you offer that food to Krishna and if you eat it, definitely that impact will be there. And we saw in many cases in temple also, same food we will prepare at home and in temple, the taste which we eat in temple will not get it anyway, because it got tasted by Krishna. Then if it get tasted by Krishna, then that food becomes prasad and everyone will likes it. Thank you much.
Very true, Prabhuji.
Mataji, I have something to share or ask for that matter. Is that okay, Mataji? Preeti Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have few questions to ask to you, Prabhuji.
So me first, I have raised it first. So Mataji, my question, and it can be discussed with others also. See, most of the time, those people who are eating non-veg say that, why you are saying that one should not eat non-veg? then the straightforward one answer that we used to give or we give is that violence is not good. Why are you killing some animal and eating it? Because it's a violence, and that's where Buddhism has come into existence for the reason that a lot of non-violence or killing animals was happening, and non-violence was the paro dharma. That means the highest dharma is non-violence. Ahimsa paro dharma. So, but now the question that these people are also raising, those people who are eating non-veg, is that, see, when you are growing paddy, when you are growing vegetables also, you are killing so many insects and you are killing so many things. And you are also creating violence as part of that, and you are eating it. So what difference it makes whether we are doing it this way or that way? So that's the question that generally is raised. So how do we address this? So can we have the discussion on this if you feel that this is a relevant question?
Yes, Raghunath Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji rightly asked. So yeah, the question comes to that. So when those that ingredients which we are using is prepared, and when we are offering to Krishna, Krishna says that I will take away all the sins from this, and that when we are offering it, Krishna says this, and when he gives back to us, it is out of sin. So that becomes prasadam. That is why the name itself is said as Krishna Prasadam. So all the sins are taken away by Lord, and He gives us free of ego.
Raghunath Puri Prabhu, your voice is breaking,
eating.
Prabhu. Take care of the network issue. Have you heard that?
Prabhuji, is it okay now?
Yeah,
Prabhuji, is it okay?
It's better now, Prabhu. Yes, go ahead.
But yeah, Prabhuji. So what actually just to add to that, what we are saying is that, I mean, there is a small saying in so our common means consciousness. So also said now. So this kind of consciousness can only be raised if we are eating, a proper diet. That's what in ABC.
Yeah, we heard you, Prabhu, but there is some network issue still, but we got the essence. Thank you, Prabhu. Mataji, you can go ahead with the next devote.
Ramesh Prabhuji, yes, your ideas on this.
Again, it settles down to the gunas, where the grains are sattvic guna, as we also discussed. The birth, rebirth happened through rain, and then we have the grains. That is a necessary cycle we have to eat to survive and move forward. Nevertheless, by killing a paddy, actually we are only harvesting the paddy when it is fully done with its cycle. So it is not we are not harming anything. Only after it is dried out, we are harvesting it. Yet we do kill some plants. Um, and yeah, there is some sin associated with it if we are doing it for ourselves, and but over there again the consciousness level is relatively less in plants than in the prana is more in animals, and also these plants are more sattvic guna. So at least you are not guna wise, you are not getting into the wrong side of it. So that's the thing. So sages and saints, they have fruits and pluck fruits which are already ripened. That's what is. So that's my again stress is on gunas only, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. As I rightly recall, long ago in our discussion, Prabhuji has very clearly mentioned that when we are offering the food as a prasad to Krishna, he will accept it as a prasad, and all the sins committed, as Raghunath Prabhuji also had said, that the sins he will be nullified, and then he would take it and then he will give us. So we wait for some time after giving the prasad and then we accept it. So we offer to Lord and then we take it. So the sins are being washed away. But when it comes to killing the animals and eating that tamasic fruit, and then it amounts to violence. So that is just not so. As you said, the gunas play a very important role when you say that what we are when we eat what. Yes, Govardhan Prabhuji. Yes, your points, Prabhuji.
Mataji, Yashoda Mataji want to say something, I think. Mataji.
Mataji, Yashoda Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. There is a saying that every living entity depends on another living entity for eating. Jivera jivasya jivam. So that frog eats the insect. Then that snake will come and eat the frog. And eagle come and eat the snake. So the jivera jivasya jivam. Every living entity is depending on the another living entity. But those animals other than human beings, they don't have the this karma bandhan. So their life is like that. But we are human beings are bound by the karmas. So we should not do the himsa, and we should take the prasadam only. That is my opinion.
Excellent point, Mataji. So you really got the
Thank
core
you.
and the essence of that. So I know there are others also who wanted to contribute. I just wanted to also take my viewpoint, and at the same time, this is summarizing all that what you mentioned, but very rightly mentioned, everybody for that matter. See, they say that if you are taking a banana, you become a banana. So what does that mean? Literally, you becoming a banana means whatever consciousness is there in that which you are eating, it will come to you and you will become that. So suppose, and Ramesh Prabhu has rightly brought in that concept of gunas. Yes, each and every item that we are eating has a particular guna, and that guna's influence will also be on us, because that consciousness, ultimately the consciousness that you are developing is also depending upon the kind of food that you are eating and the kind of association that you are having. So if you have only friends who are tamasic by nature, you will acquire that, because the consciousness will come. And whether you eat or get influenced, that will really flow into you. Okay. So now, why we should avoid eating non-vegetarian food? One, as very rightly Yashoda Mataji said, that the food for one is becoming, see, one's life, see, so frog is eaten by the snake, and snake is eaten by eagle, and that's a cycle that we have. Yes, but that's how Lord has prepared for them. For human beings, as karma bandhan is also there, and at the same time we have given ample of other items to eat, but and our body is also not meant for eating non-vegetarian food. We have the two categories of you can say that the carnivorous and herbivorous. So we are coming under the herbivorous category actually. And our digestive system and our intestine and our teeth have been medically also it is proven that when you take a non-vegetarian food, it takes a lot of time to digest and it get rotten inside, and that is the reason where ama is formed. That means since it takes a lot of time to digest, and the undigested one will create problems. And from the health perspective also it is right, consciousness perspective also, you will have the right kind of a sattvic guna. So now the point is that when we are preparing or when we are producing this paddy and other things, insects are also killed. Yes, in that process insects are killed, but if you see the Vedic way of producing paddy and excuse me, I just have to open the gate. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, Prabhuji's Mataji's. So Yeah, so the Vedic way, the way used to produce these paddy and all other things is through non-violence only. Now we've entered into the violence way of in the agriculture. I being practitioner of Panchagavya, and this Panchagavya is also we prepare as a what do you say, to repel the insects to come and eat away the agricultural product that we are trying to grow. So it's a repulsive mechanism, not killing mechanism. So we are always conscious about what we are doing in the Vedic way. So the organic way, if you are producing food, you are when you are doing this spraying Panchagavya, what you say, it's a Gomutra based insecticide, we call it as, in one way, but you are repelling the insects not to come and eat. So that way. Now you may ask, how is that these other people are using pesticides? Pesticides, what they are doing is that when they spray these pesticides, the insect comes, and when it touches the that medicine which is on the tree or the plant, it dies. Now they came up with another way of hybridization, where in the seed itself they are modifying it, the gene, in such a way that when any insect touches the plant or the product that is coming out as a fruit or a vegetable or anything, that dies. You are not even supposed to spray any chemicals also, because that is the kind of genetically modification that they are doing. Expect what will happen if you eat that kind of food. So that kind of food which the insects, when it touches, it is dying. Not even just touching itself, it is dying. So it's that kind of so it's more like you're having poison in your plate. So we have become, in terms of modernization, in terms of green revolution, we have spoiled the nature. We have, in one way, not to use this word, but we have raped the Mother Earth like anything. And now if you go and see there, the Mother Earth, the soil has been so much deteriorated that unless and until you put more of chemicals, nothing will produce. And the earthworms, which are the friends of farmers, they have gone to a deep down the earth, that they are not even coming up and helping the farmer. So that's a very bad situation we are in, unless and until some people really take the initiative of bringing back our Vedic way of agriculture. We cannot really see that Sattvic Bhav will not come. So one has to really work on this. And one last thing, now you may ask, how can these insects also live? Because they are also supposed to be there to be maintaining the ecosystem. So as part of the Vedic agriculture, what we do is that there is one big plant or a tree which we grow there. So especially when you are having paddy tree, paddy is grown there. There are few trees, small plants that are grown, especially the har dal or the kandi chettu. కంది చెట్టు ఒకటి పెద్దది అక్కడ వేస్తాం అనమాట. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అని అంటే, then what happens is that all the insects which wanted to eat, they will come and sit on that kandi chettu and eat that and then go away. So we are very eco-friendly way that we used to do agriculture. But now, because of the kind of governance that we have, which they don't even know what is agriculture, and they have spoiled the minds of the farmers, and they destroyed the entire ecosystem. And yes, but finally we have to take it's like you need to be with the system now. That's how it is. Right now we are not able to do anything, but the only way is that when you offer it to the Supreme Lord, whatever that karmic reaction is there in that product of while we are producing it, so that will get to a large extent nullified, and we will be able to get to eat that prasad, and it will be helping our soul and our body. I'm sure I've taken a lot of time, but thought to bring in this vital point of how to produce these agricultural products and what kind of food one should use, etc. Any questions anybody has?
One
Please go
question,
ahead.
what about organic farming, Prabhuji? When question has been raised about organic farming.
So what is the question, Mataji? Is organic farming based?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So my question is
about
that what
organic
about
farm?
organic farm?
Okay, see, organic farming means what? You are not using any chemicals. The opposite for organic is non-organic. You know that organic chemistry, non-organic chemistry we studied in our intermediate and other times. So non-organic meaning which is chemical based. So you are taking all these chemicals and putting it in the, which is not eco-friendly. Eco-friendly meaning all these chemicals which you are using, fertilizers and all this is chemicals. So you're spoiling the entire earth. And obviously organic farming means that you need to make it, which is the manure which you are putting to strengthen the plants. You are giving organic feed. Organic feed could be cow dung. So when you spread cow dung in the fields, that's what we do. Go adharitamaina vyavasayamu, go adharit krushi is basically, you see in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that you should depend upon agriculture and cows, and that is the krushi goraksha vanijyam. Krushi agriculture, goraksha and vanijyam. Vanijyam means that's how you do trade. Trade of what? Trade of these items. But what are we doing trading now? We are doing all the nonsense. We are doing trading, which is not at all helpful for us. What are those things useful for us? So essentially you should eat the right kind of food, which will give you the right kind of consciousness and right kind of a health. Our healths are spoiled, and unfortunately our education need to be blamed and our government need to be blamed. And there is a whole mafia which is there, which is running all over the world, including India. And these people have subsidized giving all these chemical fertilizers, and they have made the farmers slaves. And they don't know how. Now they have given for the tractors to the farmers and made people lazy. And the ox and bulls which were there, they were supposed to use in the agriculture. They don't know now how to use these ox and bulls, and they are using all artificial semenization of the cows and giving which is not the artificial way you are doing all these things. So where is that we are going? So all these things has to really be thought about, and it's a long way to go. But organic farming, whatever they are doing, if they are doing it in the natural way, Vedic way, it is good. But how many people are doing? Just they are more or less putting labels saying that this is organic product, we have not used chemicals. What about the seed? What kind of seed you have used? Is it a hybrid seed? Yes, you have used, you have not used chemicals, but what is the seed? The seed itself is genetically modified seed. If you are using, then also it is not going to be helpful. I know there is a lot we can discuss on this. It will distract a little bit and divert our attention. But be conscious of what you are eating, and but do the needful to go towards Vedic way of life as much as possible, because we are all in the cities and sometimes it is not possible. Most of the time it is not possible, but at least desire for it now, and try to get inclined, and if time permits, go and stay in the villages, go and stay in a place where you are able to experience this kind of environment, and maybe in the next life we may get to be in that kind of a family and environment. That's what we can do. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhuji's, Mataji's, anything else?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for elaborating so nicely. The next question is, what is the prescription given to cure bodily conception of life? So we want to share your plan of execution to follow given prescription perfectly. So how can we cure the bodily conception of life? Anybody with the prescription?
Can you also elaborate on what does this question really means? Bodily concept of life. What does it mean, so that the discussion can happen little more understandably?
Yes, Prabhuji. The bodily conception in this context was, if we are thinking, if we are thinking that our see, if we are into a particular way of eating and following a particular instruction, like we have said that the gunas which was nicely narrated. So if all these are being prescribed, so that our body functions in an appropriate way. So suppose we are having some disease, particularly say maybe say we have a respiratory tract infection or cold or cough. Then if you go to the doctor, he would say don't eat cold water or ice creams and certain things like that. And that is a prescription, because your body conception, your body is not entitled to accept this, or that will worsen your situation. So that is what is your body conception, and your body needs to have some warm milk or warm water or some steam and fermentation, because you are having this cold cough. So in that way, if you are thinking there is a body conception of life, what would be a better way for us to go ahead?
So who
What
is
could be the
giving
best
this
prescription?
prescription, Mataji? So this prescription given, what is the prescription given? Who is in the context of prescribing us? Is that, if that is coming out, then we could answer this much better.
Srila Prabhupada has given us a prescription, Prabhuji. He
Was
has
it
given us
Srila
a very nice.
Prabhupada or somebody else?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Mataji?
He
I
says
couldn't.
if we are into the conception, and we have to follow the conception given by Krishna only. Basically,
Yes.
basically
If
it
this
is been given
prescription
by
has
Krishna
been given
only.
by
So
Krishna,
we are,
if you understand what is that prescription and follow that prescription, your life will be much more aligned to the Krishna conscious process, and also you'll be able to meet your end goal. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. You can continue the discussion. I just want to bring that clarity. Thank you.
okay. So when we are following the discipline of eating, if we are following the discipline of the chanting, our life is going to go in a proper way. So this was what Srila Prabhupada in this module was explaining, Mr. Phil. So
So
I want
Mataji,
to
sorry, I'm interrupting here. So can you ask other participants also,
Yes.
how would they really execute their life personally, such that this prescription, whatever the Krishna is providing here, can be taken into account, and you can lead a quality life which aligns with Krishna's prescription. Can others participate? Mataji, can you?
Yes, Bandita Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
So the prescription one, I mean, we could follow to adhere the Krishna's advice. So that is like chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be in the association of the devotees with Vaishnava Sangh, and doing kirtans and listening and preaching about Bhagavad Gita or whatever scriptures Krishna has given or related to Krishna. So we can do that thing so that we can be out of this bodily concept, and we can realize about the soul. We are just a part and parcel of God. We are not about this body. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji, very nicely told. Yes. Any other participant, any other Prabhujis and Matajis, please share their view. Yes, Ramesh Prabhuji.
So what I'm doing recently is daily morning I hear 2.5 hour speech from Prabhupada, one of his speeches. So that and again next step, or maybe over a week, what I have read, I have made notes. So I try to read through them every week what I had read that week. Like that I am trying to do, Mataji. That's one. Whether chanting should help, but there are a lot of impurities. But surely Prabhupada's speeches always keep me afloat.
Great, Prabhuji. Very nice. Any other Prabhujis and Matajis, they want to share their prescription, how they are following? Govardhan Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Actually, a prescription given for us by Acharyas Prabhupada is you have to follow the four regulative principles and you have to always chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Four regulative principle is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Like coming to like eating, I started offering the food which I
Prabhuji,
prepared to Krishna,
uh,
and
but that is not the, you might have just overlooked and just said that. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are not what we prescribed you. You just said that. Anyways, go ahead, Prabhu.
okay, bro. I've started following these things. Like whatever I prepare, I offer to Krishna, and I will eat it. In a similar way, like coming to defending, if you completely depend on Krishna, Krishna will protect us. Recently in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, we have come to know that Krishna is give complete protection if you surrender to Krishna. I'm started doing what Bhagavad Gita prescribed for us.
So just to add to this whole discussion, we all know this. Actually, we know the prescription and we have been discussing this for quite some time. Especially the acronym goes with ABCD. So you need to have right association and you need to read books, chanting and that. But you need to customize it for your needs based on your time, place and circumstances. You have to take some stand. Just listening and saying that yes, parroting it will not help anything. You will not be able to progress. So you need to make some concrete decisions in your life. Yes, as Ramesh Prabhu rightly mentioned, I really got inspired when he said that 1 or 2 hours every day I do listen to Srila Prabhupada and I take some notes. So similarly, you have to make some concrete the things and you need to change your lifestyle or whatever 24 hours are there, just don't leave it as it is going. Unless and until you consciously plan things, especially in the difference between people in different modes. As per Ayurveda also, there are most of the people in the Kali Yuga are Shudra mentality. Shudra mentality meaning that we are not organized at all. We are very lazy people. So our memories are short. So for that, to overcome that quality of Shudra quality or ignorance, what we need to do is that you need to do planning. I know our planning starts in January 1st and on January 5th, we realize that nothing planning doesn't work and we give up. So that's not the way you need to do. You need to plan your life, you need to plan your day and try to follow that timetable. That's where your sadhana chart comes into picture. When you submit it to somebody, you are accountable. So in the sadhana chart, what are we talking about? What kind of sevas you are doing? What kind of, how much time you spend for books? How much time you have read this, did chanting? How many rounds, etc., right? So follow this. Unless and until you follow this, there is no difference between human beings and animals. As Govardhan Prabhu was saying that eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, these are the things that are done by animals, and we are also doing. What difference it makes in our life? This human form of life will go waste. See, now we were 20 years. We became 30, 40, 50. It will go on just winding up. One day we say that, yes, this person has died, put him somewhere and bury him. So we need to really take seriously our life and plan it. And for doing the planning, you need to really come out of your comfort zone and don't listen to your mind. So listen to the mind means mind distracts you. But once you plan it, stick to it and do it. If you wanted to wake up in the morning, wake up in the morning and do your rounds. Yeah, you need to overcome. It will take some time, but habits, once it is formed, it will. Now Yashoda Mataji, I've never seen her coming anytime late at all for the chanting. So because she has made up her mind and it has become her habit. That for chanting, yes, 5:30 I am there. What may happen? Srila Prabhupada used to do that. And he's an acharya, he is shown by action. So that is the kind of commitment, unless until we all do, we will not be able to progress. One last and final thing I will say, because that will also be helpful for all of us, and those who are saying that I am putting up weight and I don't know what to do. And I've tried this process, that process, nothing is working out. So one of the things which is proven and it is very authentic, see, you believe it or not, this is proven. So please take it with faith. The paste that you use while you are early morning, that is the culprit. What happens is that when you use the paste, that's a layer that forms on the tongue. And all your sensors which are there, what to eat, how much to eat, whether all this information, the intelligence is lost. No information is passed. So you are just gulping food and just filling up your stomach, and you are becoming overweight. One reason is that. Try to go for using organic stuff, such as anything. But again, see one thing. Whenever foam is coming, that means chemical has been put. I know the chemical name also, what they put to get the foam. A detergent, washing soap also gives you a foam, because there is a chemical in that. And you are putting the same chemical in a less quantity also in the paste. That is the reason foam comes. And it is cleaning. Yeah, you feel fresh, because when you put acid in the toilet, it also cleans very nicely. That's what we are doing. You are putting that. And the nice bacteria which is supposed to be useful for you is also killed. And your intelligence of the tongue is also killed. So what we need to do is that we need to go with some Goadarit, the 2 powders are there. Go and get it from any of these cons. And now what people are saying, all this Colgate, when villagers were using coal, or for that matter, fine, what do you say, mud, not mud actually, it's a dry mud. They were using for cleaning, and they were very healthy, and their teeth were very healthy. Then they came and advertised these people are illiterates, and they introduced Colgate. What are they doing now? What Colgate is saying? Ni paste lo bogunda. Is coal there in your paste, and they are introducing coal. They are now coming up with the neem Adarit Colgate. What is all this? They're cheating people like anything. Just open up your eyes and see how commercially they are. Big powder and salt. So these are all the things that we have been fooled by these they are utilizing us like anything, and just come out of it. So one last thing I would say about your health perspective, and especially those who are unable to control their weight, and their weight, they are putting up weight, and everybody wanted to be normal, balanced. Now the other thing that they've introduced is that this cooker, it has become a rice means cooker. You are preparing all your rice in the cooker only. So what happens is that when you are using cooker, you are cooking with pressure. That's one thing which it's not boiling, or it's not getting cooked on its own. By pressure you are putting, which is not that good. Second thing, what is happening is that when you are putting the cooker in the rice in the cooker, your starch is also there in the rice itself. It is getting soaked. Actually, the kind of lifestyle that we are living, you cannot digest starch, and that is the reason why you are putting up weight. So you ask yourself, in your grandfather, grandmother times, how were they cooking rice? They were putting it in the pot, and after that they used to throw away the starch, or the starch used to be kept aside, such that those people who are very poor, are very hardworking, and their bones are like, they are able to see their bones because they had anything. When they take 1 cup of the starch, they used to get nourished. But that is not meant for hardworking people also. Those who are undernutrition, those people can take it. We are eating this rice which is in pressure cooker, cooked in pressure cooker, that is making you put up your weight, because you cannot digest starch. So please try. Don't believe in me. Just try it out and see, na. So you will feel the difference when you eat a food which is where your starch is removed, and then you take that and take more of vegetables, the quantity wise, because and see to it that whatever vegetables are coming from the market, you are soaking some time in the salt, not in any iodized salt. Iodized salt is also main reason for a lot, especially infertility. Why so many cases of infertility? You just see so many centers of infertility, and women are not able to give birth to more than one child. After that, infertility is coming, and second child, after second child, you can forget about the pregnancy. So this is the kind of environment we are in. And read something on this literature and educate yourself, and come out of this trap and live a life which gives you a lot of natural way to live. I know I am kind of, but this is all part of our Bhagavad Gita. It is there in Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is saying that do these kind of things. Agriculture. Children don't know from where milk is coming. They are saying that it is coming from Vijaya. It comes from cows or buffaloes. They are not knowing. No education. Yes, Snail Mataji, last comment, and after that Preeti Mataji may summarize and close it or do whatever as per the norm. Yeah.
प्रभु जी, अभी जो आपने कहा कि वो पेस्ट यूज नहीं करनी चाहिए, तो ये मुझे पता नहीं था, पर लास्ट 1 मंथ से मैं पेस्ट यूज नहीं कर रही हूँ, और सॉल्ट भी मैंने चेंज किया है, और ईटिंग हैबिट्स मींस मैं 6:30 को 6 to 7 मेरा डिनर हो जाता है, तो आई लॉस्ट 3 kg.
Oh, Hari Bol. So there is somebody who is making some effort to put some things into practice.
Yes.
Whatever, maybe I have told, or you heard somewhere, or you might have previously known.
प्रभु जी, मैंने पेस्ट का तो सुना नहीं था, पर मुझे पर्सनली पेस्ट अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था, तो मैंने वो चेंज कर दिया. एक विठोबा, एक हमारा महाराष्ट्र में एक था मंजन आता है, वो मैं यूज कर रही थी, और सॉल्ट मैंने सेंधा नमक बोलते हैं ना, वो स्टार्ट कर दिया. और डिनर में मैं राइस तो हम लोग खाते नहीं थे, मैं रोटी खाती थी, पर अभी मैंने भाकरी ऐड कर दी. मीन्स हम सारे लोग अभी भाकरी खा रहे हैं. ये सिर्फ 3 चेंज करने से पूरा 3 kg लॉस्ट हुआ, और एनर्जी लेवल भी बढ़ गया. और एक चीज जो मॉर्निंग में जब हम हेवी खाते थे तो मैं थोड़ा सा लेट हो जाती थी मेरे जपा सेशन के लिए, पर मैं अभी पूरा टाइम में मेरे जपा सेशन के लिए जा पा रही हूँ. 1 मंथ से मैंने जपा एक भी दिन बंक नहीं किया.
Very nice, Mata. It's an inspiration that you are able to go to the japa session so nicely, and you are able to see the यही है माता जी कि आप जो भी सुन रहे हैं, कुछ ना कुछ आपको you have to put it into practice. Unless and until you put it into practice, it will become theoretical. आप believe भी नहीं करेंगे. Just the one that I told you, paste. I've stopped using paste for probably it is 8 to 9 years now, and I do not have any dental problems. Believe me, earlier to that I had so many dental problems. But not so many meaning, but at least I had one. And all these things, see what is root canal? What are they doing with root canal? This is a business. Root canal treatment. They are making the teeth, they are cutting away the nerve which supplies oxygen into from there, and they are keeping a dead teeth there. So anything that you are keeping a dead teeth is useless, and it is going to spoil the rest of the teeth also and gives you bad smell. So these kind of a nonsense is what we are following. I'm sorry, I'm kind of little unusually I'm talking, but yeah, sometimes I get out of control when I see that these kind of things are getting, and I'm not able to do anything. That's my frustration part. But again,
no, Prabhu, actually these tips are really very helpful, and this pandemic situation, people are very they are after the health tips and all, and these are actually the old things. Now nobody is there to discuss about or give the tips about the old things, but you enthusiastically, apart from the spiritual thing, you are giving something which is useful practically, which works. So it is very useful for us, Prabhuji, to follow. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji is just to put in the last few words, body, mind, and spirit are non-different in one way. They are interconnected. So if you wanted to progress spiritually, your body and mind should be aligned. And if your body is not aligned, you are not able to take the right kind of a food, or not able to, are putting a lot of chemicals and all that, your body is not comfortable. And if your body is not comfortable, your mind will not be comfortable. Your consciousness is got disturbed. Then where is that you will be thinking about going to the next level? So these are all interconnected. So you, as most of you are taking care of preparing prasadam, so try to see how you can introduce these kind of things. The natural way of prepare something. So see, most of the time what we are happening is that instantly you wanted me to make things. See, earlier we used to have the chutney prepared by hand. You used to do that. So women used to do a lot of exercise there only. So now all these grinder mixers have come and everything. Where is that you are doing any exercise? And for that matter, at least do expose yourself to sun. Now because of this apartment culture, and we are not going out and exposing ourselves to sun. And your nonsense, your see how foolish we are. When something is available freely, you don't want to take. You go for taking multivitamin tablets. Tablet itself is chemical, and they do something and they say that this is D vitamin is there, you take it. There is a residual effect on your body. Believe me or not, ask my wife. For the last 20 years, I have not taken any tablet, any allopathic tablet. I'm not trying to boost or trying to say anything. You will be perfectly good if you do not go for any of these treatments, stunt and all this. What is this nonsense? What are they really doing with stunts? There are people with 100% blockage and still lived life for 80 to 90 years. So there is a natural way to live. And see, one thing I'll tell you, these people are creating fear in you. This entire system is fear conscious. They are feeling that fear in you and saying that go get it tested. What is your this pH level? What is this level? How much is your BP? This and why are you worried? So why do you want to go and get all these tests? So one day we are going to die. Okay, let us die peacefully. Na? Why should I really put all these injections, tablets and live? Naturally, you see, there are so many things. If your mind is good, your health will be in good shape. Only thing is that we need to come out of this fear and come out of this trap. Understand that this is what the game that they are playing. So understand at least that they are trying to make their own meets ends meet, using us as the what do you say, pawns. So they are utilizing us. Don't fall into the trap. Be conscious of what you are doing and why you are doing, and ask yourself a few questions. Is it going to help me? How is that it is going to help me, and how I can come out of it? All these kind of why questions, please ask. Okay, so please forgive me. I just went out of my way again. We'll discuss more sometime. Yeah. Yeah, Preeti Mataji, please stop me now. If you don't.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. But I don't want to talk about just stop, Prabhuji, because you are really giving us real life tips to how to lead. So what prescription we have now is we have to connect to the nature and eat naturally and give as a prasadam to Krishna, and he is going to give you the way to Krishna consciousness.
One last thing, Mataji, I know I'm somehow again coming back. Try to expose yourself to the sun.
Yes.
And take to Corona this one. You take as one of the videos that Sanda Devi has posted in our group. Take this steam from the mouth and from the nostrils. That will really help you for Corona. And we have come up with the Panchagavya medicine, which is a very natural immune booster, which will fight your Corona. See, ask yourself. We all know that there is no medicine for Corona. There is no medicine for corona. If somebody is getting affected with corona, what are they doing? They are saying that get quarantined, sit in the separate room, and for how many days? For 5-10 days. And what is the tablets that you are giving? Paracetamol, some vitamin tablets. That's all. You know that paracetamol really doesn't. It only fever it will suppress. That's all. But what is acting there? What is acting is basically your natural immune system is coming back and fighting that virus which has entered into you. And those people who are not able to fight that because they don't have that immune system are just passing, are they're leaving their bodies. So what you need to do is that your lifestyle, don't take any of this fridge kind of a water and all these things. Take warm water always, and at the same time expose yourself to sun at least for every day for half an hour at least. Please, for at least half an hour expose yourself to the sun. This is a natural way to get your health. Those people who wanted good health, they pray to Surya Bhagavan. So now you are praying, you are just exposing yourself. At least to do 5 to 6 sets of Surya Namaskars, because your whole body is getting enough, what do you say, energy, what it needs in this particular Surya Namaskara, 8 steps, whatever is there. Essential asanas are there in Surya Namaskara. So do these Surya Namaskaras. If somebody wants, you can just Google it, you'll find this in the postures. All the important asanas are there. And so that you don't get these health related problems. So don't immediately jump to this allopathy medicine. Please forgive me, those who are practitioners. I know Preeti Mataji, others are doctors. I am begging their pardon. That is their profession, but our profession is also safeguard our devotees. And we have to tell what is the fact, what you feel that what is correct. And please take care of your health and be consciously follow this. See, those people who are hearing here, if you pick up 2 to 3% and put it into practice, that is worth it. If you just listen it and then forget it, okay, this recording will be there. So listen to it and ask yourself how much I can practice. To put it into a plan. 1 month down the line, I will pick up this. I will do this. Do it. And that's where life is. And without determination, we are nothing, no good than an animal. That's what Srila Prabhupada said in the previous this thing also. Determination is required. We need to do something when we have come into this world. That's what a baby, when it comes into this world, it comes with a closed fist, saying that, yes, I will do something with my life. This time at least I got this human form of body. And when we die, what are we doing? We are just keeping our palms open and say that, hey, this time also I lost. I did not really utilize my life. Don't be in that sorrow position. Happily leave this body saying that, yes, I did my best with the possibilities what I have. So that kind of a death when you are having, that is where Krishna is going to appreciate. This guy has really done his best. And now he is leaving his body. Okay, I will now give him a next body which is going to suit him such that he can continue this happily. So, and if you can remember Krishna in the end of your life, nothing like it. And we wanted to practice that also, not just keeping our body healthy, but also remembering Krishna, because that's our ultimate goal. We are using this mechanism, this body which we have, for the sake of Krishna, not just to do our sense gratification. Thank you so much. I am going to keep my mouth shut now.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Yeah, Malti Mataji.
one doubt, Prabhuji. Is rock salt and Shenda Namak both are same?
Yes.
Yeah, Snail Mataji wanted to answer that, probably.
Both are same. The rock salt and Shenda
Both
Namak.
are same.
not same. Yes.
See, the best rock, there are two kinds of natural salts. One is Senda one, which is rock. From the rock, you are getting that salt.
Yes.
The other one is the crystal one, which is prepared from the ocean water.
Pink salt.
Because this is the crystal one, which is coming from the ocean. Ocean water has also a lot of salts. And that is also good salt only, because it is a natural salt that has come. When they dry up, the ocean, if you go to Chennai, while you are coming in the train, there are so many kind of compartments they make there on the earth, on the soil, where they put all this water, and then when it is dried, it becomes into crystal salt. So that is also good. So any of these can be. Don't use this free flowing. See, there are 4 white poisons that you should avoid. So 4 white poisons.
Prabhu,
White sugar, white
thyroid
rice.
that you need to eat these iodized salts so that you'll get iodine per thyroid and all.
This is all nonsense. So all this is marketing gimmicks. So all this, I'm telling you, this is a fact. So you don't need any
Of course, I do
iodine
the iodine.
based. There are so many research studies that says that those people who have taken iodized salt, they have health have spoiled and are deteriorated. So don't believe. See, forget about anything. Be natural. Take what is coming natural. That's your mantra. Don't fall into the trap of any of these Tata Namak, free flowing Namak, all these things. So 4 last thing, 4 poisons, white poisons. First is white milk. Milk which is coming from your packets, you call it as milk, but we know that they are manufacturing milk, and they are putting all types of chemicals to get it into the packet form, and which is in white in color. That is very poisonous. So I'm not trying to frighten you, but understand that this is the fact. So take cow milk, which is yellowish in color generally. But again, cow milk is good, not Jersey cow. Jersey cow milk is equivalent to donkey's milk. So take only cow milk. If you are not having it, buffalo milk is okay. But it is not, but again, it is in the tamasic mode, and cow milk is in the sattvic mode. So that is first one you should avoid is white milk, which is coming from the packet form. Second one you should avoid is maida. Maida, which is white, which is coming. What happens is maida is what? It doesn't have any fiber in it. And what they are doing, all these bakery items which you are all having, all this made of maida, and it's very cheap. And it goes and sits in your gut. It doesn't get digested. It is going to stay there. And that is where a lot of diseases are coming. If your stomach is not getting cleaned, obviously the first thing that happens is that when you're unhealthy is that your stomach has got a problem. Because your stomach is not getting cleaned properly, and this maida is going to stick there. You just see when you eat some maida item, next day when you go to your loo, your bathroom, so what happens? It doesn't really come out properly. So that's second one. Third, don't use any of these commercial oils. The sunflower oil, this oil, that oil which is there in the market with that packetized one. See, groundnut oil, when you wanted to make groundnut oil, you need at least 7 to 10 kgs, at least 7 kgs of groundnut to make 1 liter or 1 kg of oil. Because the raw, when you crush it, so much is going out to make the oil. But 7 kgs of groundnut is costing you how much? Not less than 600 rupees. But now this fellow is giving you for 150 rupees a liter. Where from it? What is the raw material he's using? So ask common sense question. And I know my own brother-in-law, my wife's cousin brother, he is working in this oil industry. They have a manufacturing unit. So the crude oil which comes from the other places, the petroleum product, see, after you remove diesel, petrol, there is crude that remains. And that crude is given and put as an input or ingredient as part of your oils that are manufactured. And because its smell is so bad, they put lot of other chemicals such that the color is better and there is hardly any smell. So that kind of a thing they make. So your body needs lubrication, and this lubrication will come through right kind of an oil. Take coconut oil is also good. If you can take it, use it for your cooking, or sesame oil. Sesame means nuvulu oil, til. So that one, groundnut oil, these are the 3 proper ones. The other, sunflower oil, this oil, rice bran oil. What is rice bran oil? Where from you bring oil from rice? The husk they are saying that they are bringing. All these things are again, they're manipulating things. Get from this. And there are so many cold pressed units that are there. And the last white the item which you need to avoid is white sugar. Sugar which is coming out, the crystal sugar which is there, is very, very harmful for your body, because not only it is non-vegetarian, because they put bone hash such that the color comes as white, and the other thing is that while they are manufacturing this, you go to a nearest factory which is producing the sugar, how much bad smell is coming out, you see, from that, and go to a place where earlier they used to do that jaggery is getting heated up to make it into molds. How much good smell used to come for almost 1 kilometer. So lot of chemicalization has happened. Avoid these 4 items. And the last one, the fourth one, which I said, don't use polished rice. When you use polished rice, it shows you white in color. But again, when the fiber is taken away and there is no fiber and the outer layer is removed, that is where again indigestion happens, because there is no fiber in it. So how it is like a maida only in one way, because the outer layer is totally polished, they are removing it. For you, it looks like white, but it is not that good for you. Avoid these 4 items, and I'm sure you will have good health, and follow the healthy tips of exposing yourself to sun, and do 1 or 2, at least 5 to 6 times of Surya Namaskara, and keep your body healthy by walking little bit here and there in the sun. Expose yourself to nature, eat right kind of food, and do your chanting with right kind of consciousness. Keep your body fit, and and have the association of the devotees here. As Ramesh Prabhu rightly mentioned, make up your timetable such that 2 hours I'll leave. And today Sanda has sent you the links where you can have the audio of Srila Prabhupada, all the audios. So much literature is there. Or go to desire.net and you have so much there, Desire Tree. Listen to them, be in the association of the devotees, be enthusiastic in your life. Be happy that you have this such a nice association, and enjoy your life. Don't be in the past or in the future, be in the present. Though only those people who are dead will be in the past, but we are living, so live life fully and be in the present, enjoy the moment. And whether corona is there or not, it doesn't matter, but follow these instructions, and don't be afraid. One day anybody has to die. So, but don't be foolish enough to just do whatever way. Take right kind of precautions, and when you follow this, nothing will really touch you, and you live a happy life at the same time, quality life, and you will be remembering Krishna in that quality consciousness. Thank you so much. Preeti Mataji, you do kirtan. So that way we can end now. So no more questions. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Any Mataji can join us.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vandita Mataji, can you join?
Yeah.
Not every Vandita Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. Vandita Mataji. We will give chance to others. I know Vandita Mataji is
Snehal Mataji, Malti Mataji, Snehal Mataji.
Yes. You take, see, somebody should come forward. So don't be afraid. We are one family. So those Matajis, Prabhujis who are not doing, please come forward. What is there? So I would request Sarala Mataji, Snehal Mataji, why don't you sing and follow Preeti Mataji? Snehal Mataji or Sarala Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji, you stopped. So wonderful. This great bhava you have sang, Mataji, and Snail Mataji also. So once again, we thank you wholeheartedly for taking up today's session so nicely and inspiring all of us, and including me to speak so much beyond my limits. Please forgive me for that. And tomorrow's morning, we will see you in the Japa session. Please do come for one round at least. And get the association of the devotees. And tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, we will discuss about the glories of Ramayana, the life lessons that we can learn from Ramayana, the kind of cultures that were there in Ramayana time, and what kind of a consciousness we should have for taking examples and taking the cues from Ramayana. That is what we will discuss. Tomorrow is Ram Navami, and I wish everyone to seek the blessings of Lord Rama tomorrow and imbibe those qualities that will help us in our spiritual growth. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, and Srila Prabhupada ki
Thank you,
jai.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Dandavat
Prabhu.
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.